To say that it's been the most exciting time to be a Bleach fan nowadays is certainly an understatement here. With the most recent unveiling of a Bleach console game, the first for that matter, in over a decade here, guys, Bleach Rebirth of Souls is one title in particular that I could not help but want to talk about here for you all. So with that all being said here, if you want to see even more content here related to Bleach Rebirth of Souls and everything that becomes more well known here as time goes on about the game and everything regarding it here under the sun, then be sure to comment on your favorite thing from these gameplay trailers that have been released so far, and also what kind of characters we'd actually be able to see here. What sort of expectations can we have about this title? I mean, we don't even know for that matter how far into the actual arcs this is going to go. You know, could this end at the Soul Society arc, the Arrancar arc, the Hueco Mundo arc, and the rescue of Orihime, or perhaps even Ichigo fighting against Aizen? With all this being said, with the recent release and adaptation, finally, of the originally only manga-exclusive arc, the Thousand Year Blood War, things are just heating up here even more so when it comes to being a Bleach fan here, guys. So far, I just have to say right off the bat, this game looks absolutely gorgeous. It has a lot of personality to it. These graphics are really next-gen. I love everything about this from what we've been seeing here so far. I know I'm gushing over it, but I'm going to tell it like it is. This is what I'd love to see from a Bleach game, and we're finally getting one now after all these years, with seemingly no hope for any real worthwhile successor here after the decent game that was Soul Resurrection. But you know, I've always been clamoring for more of a fighting game title here for the Bleach series to really sink their teeth into, or should we say Bankai for that matter, and to really see what this series could do if given a proper chance. And at last we finally have that opportunity now. After waiting for so many long years, the time is finally upon us here with this chance now in the form of Bleach Rebirth of Souls. And going over these trailers here so far, guys, I cannot help but gush about this game. I know it's probably still under development and probably has a ton of work that still needs to be put into it to even consider it a finished product here at the end of the day. But for what it's worth, I could not be happier with this. And going over these animations here with Ichigo and Byakuya, and just trying to explain, I guess, the main gameplay mechanics here with the Kojaku system, which honestly gives me heavy Dissidia Final Fantasy vibes for those that played the original Duology on the PlayStation Portable back in the day, as well as the newer Dissidia title for that matter. But for what this is, I really like it. It seems a tad not so much complicated. Perhaps this could be a little too complex for people that aren't fans of the series going into this game to really, like I said before, sink our teeth into here and to really experience the story of Bleach and all of its splendor here. After waiting for such a long time, we finally are able to have this game. Like I said, this game looks absolutely gorgeous in every sense of the word here, regardless of what sort of build this is at the game's development cycle here so far. I really hope, though, that this does well and actually succeeds. Not just for Bleach games in general, because let's be honest, we deserve to have a whole lot more. And it'd be honestly really nice to have a sequel to this if it does well enough in the long haul here. But for me in general, this game needs to do well to really give anime games more of that level of quality that they deserve to have. Not just as quick cash grabs. I'm looking at you, Jump Force, but something more of a higher quality here that deserves to really have a lot of love and care put into its development time for not just fans of this series in particular, or any sort of series for that matter that would be shown off in this type of way. You know, these gameplay trailers are nice and all, but what I really want in particular is a story mode trailer. Give us an idea here of when this is going to be taking place at. For one, I really want to see the Arrancars here, and not just Ukiura and Yami and Lupi and the like, but give us Grim Jiao, you know, give us Aranjero, give us Yami, you know, along with their release or resurrections, of course, as well to play as, because that would make it even twice as fun. Also give us the other Soul Reapers and their Bankais that have been shown off. Also give us Aizen or Kaname and Gin. Hopefully if we do get into the Thousand Year Blood War arc for this game, then we can actually make that a reality as well. The time being, if we just happen to have the Arrancar arc, and perhaps a few characters from either the Vizards or Aizen and his final Hogyoku form, That would be, I guess, a pretty good way to cap off the game, in my opinion. That's covering a whole chunk of the anime as a whole, with the vast majority of it then being covered for newer fans who aren't as familiar with the story as older fans are. Take that for what it's worth, but also having the likes of Noitora, Psylopolograns, and hopefully also Barrigan and Hallibell as well. We can't forget Zamari here with his unique resurrection to top it all off here for the Espada. You know, they deserve to really have their time to shine. Also including Ukiura's second resurrection or full power form where he turns into the bat-like creature with the horns and the tail. That would also be cool to have go up against Ichigo in his hollow form with the Vasto Lourdes transformation. Speaking of Hollow Ichigo though, we've had a few sneak previews here about White Zangetsu, aka Hollow Ichigo, and to really confirm him being part of the game. Now, he was briefly teased for about, I want to say, no less than 5 seconds at the first reveal trailer for this game. I guess that hopefully confirms that Hollow Ichigo is actually going to be playable in the Bleach DS games back in the day, that being the Blade of Fate and Dark Souls. Hollow Ichigo is actually a playable character in those and was unlockable, and was always my number one go-to favorite character to play as in those. But also, in the Heat the Soul series for the PlayStation Portable as well, he was also available in those titles in his Shikai and Bankai forms. So hopefully we get both of those in this game as well, along with his final form, to really cap off his representation here. What do you think, though, about this newest Bleach game here? Do you think Rebirth of Souls will do well, and in the long run we'll get future DLC covering the 1000-Year Blood War arc if it's not actually included in the base game here? What sort of characters would you all want to see with these types of reveal trailers and the like? For me, I just want to see Arankars and Espadas, and of course Aizen. For me, that's all I really want to see from this game. I want to see these more obscure or lesser known characters hopefully get some time in the spotlight. Because I mean, hey, wouldn't it be funny to have Khan as a sort of gag or joke character in this game? Just because, for fun. I know for me that would be a really cool thing to have, even if he's not all that strong or powerful, but hey, as a joke character like that, I think for one, it'd be pretty darn cool just to have Cone finally represented and playable here in a Bleach game. With that aside, I also hope that this has a dedicated online system. Now, I know it probably won't get rollback netcode, and this might end up just being delay-based netcode, like most fighting games of this nature are. Hopefully this can get some type of improved online that's more stable, and actually will have a small community around it, just so that this game can continue to grow and evolve as time goes on, and it isn't just a relic of the past and merely pushed to the wayside within less than a year. For me personally, this game really deserves to do well, but also doesn't just deserve to bring Bleach games back into prominence here, but anime games like this as a whole. The genre deserves to thrive, and with the communities, you know, trying to back this as much as possible, at least from what I've seen so far, it's only fitting, though, that the developers do the same thing here and try and help the community out and work with us in terms of what we want regarding expectations and gameplay mechanics that will be implemented in graphical settings and the like. I mean, hey, if it can work here for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, then why can't it work for this Bleach game? You know, it's about time Bleach gets a whole lot more love shown to it, and what greater time could that be than now during this time, with this brand new game seemingly on the horizon here. It's the most optimal time, I feel, and can really help to bring this series back into prominence here amongst anime fans and the community in general. So like I said earlier, though, what sort of characters or story arcs, for that matter, would you guys want to see? Will you guys all be interested in this game? Do you think it looks promising? Do you think it looks, well, not the best? I mean, given the state of development right now, it might be in. Like I said before here, prior, I feel like this could be really, really good even with the Kompaku system in place. So you'd have a stock for your life gauge and then vice versa for your spirit energy or reishi to work with here in battle. This is done well and executed well. I feel like this could actually work if given the proper time and treatment to be implemented properly and to actually have it make sense. You know, we've only had that one main trailer so far featuring Ichigo fighting against Byakuya from the series here. But with that being said, hopefully we get one or two more at least story mode trailers that will help cover a lot more of the mechanics here, and not just what they are, but more importantly what they do, and also in what ways can they be used during battles here to turn the tide and reverse fate, as it were. All in all, I am extremely extremely excited about this, but also I can't help but be optimistic because, of course, nowadays it's better to be safe than sorry, as the old saying goes. I can't help but just be incredibly excited for this game, really chomping at the bit to see what characters might be revealed next. Could we get a proper trailer for Renji and even Byakuya himself? Most likely, yeah. But aside from those two, I really want to see more captains from the Soul Society arc. Give us a trailer for Kenpachi Zaraki, Mayuri Kuretsuchi. Give us more gameplay trailers here. Give us more info to really sink our teeth in as we try and piece together what exactly this game is going to be all about here, and what sort of impact it can expect to have on not just the anime game community, but the overall genre as a whole here. So I'd say that another character I'd love to see having the opportunity to be playable is, of course, Nell, the female of Rankar, that Ichigo and friends met early on during the Hueco Mundo arc of the story. And with her two transformations, that being when she first transforms from a sort of childlike form into a teenage form, and then her other form from there grows legs and is sort of like a half-human, half-animal hybrid form. I feel like Nell deserves to be in this game as well, and deserves to also get that amount of love and care here. Hopefully the Arankars are also, like I said, added, and I'd really love to have them playable with not just their regular base forms here, but their resurrections as well. It's just not a Bleach game without having villains, and it can't just be Aizen, Tozen, and Gin. At the end of the day, that's not enough here. Having just those three, that's not going to do it here. It has to be more than that. It has to be at least a dozen or more, if I'm being honest, to really round out the roster here and help the cast be that much more diverse. Because what I've noticed as well, throughout all three character trailers here released so far, each one's going to be very, very unique and have their own movesets that aren't just copy and pasted here from one character to another, just to save time or space during the game's development. With that being said, I think that this game can honestly do really, really well. I don't want this to end up being just another title that comes and goes and is a wasted opportunity here for Bleach. This title deserves to excel and not just go beyond the standard here that's been set for so long, but it really deserves to get its proper time and community behind it. But of course, like I said before, that's not going to work though if the developers choose to abandon this game after it launches. I really hope that it doesn't just have season passes here, but more stages even. Give us more arenas to fight on. Give us perhaps a few more gameplay modes. Maybe this could have a tag mode in it or something like that down the line, or even just how the Naruto Storm games originally worked, where it would be one character that's playable and two support characters added on that can jump in and then jump out during the midst of fights here. Give us more features. Give us every opportunity to really feel like we're in the Bleach world here. And to make this game that much more immersive for fans and newcomers alike. Because that's what this is all about here at the end of the day, is immersing us as much as possible into the world of Bleach. I'd say that on that note, that just about covers my general thoughts here regarding this game and my expectations here. Since this game has really just been announced, I can only hope, though, that the sky is the limit for this title, and that it continues to do well in the eyes of fans. But when it's really important here, and when the chips are down, this game delivers on all fronts here, and blows us all away in terms of its quality, and on the execution here of this Konpaku gameplay system, which I feel like if fleshed out a tad more, with just a few more trailers emphasizing what we can do and when, and also most importantly why, then this will perhaps be one of the, if not the best and most definitive Bleach game we've ever seen here. Let me know down below what character you guys all want to see have hopefully included and featured in Bleach Rebirth of Souls. What sort of transformations do you want to see, even if it's a side character that's not that well known, or even a filler character for that matter, like say Shusuke Amagai or the like, or anyone even. Who do you want to see playable in this game, or even just make an appearance in general? What are your expectations on this? Do you think it'll be good? Do you think it will be not so good? Do you think it'll just be rather mid-tier in terms of anime games here? Or is this the saving grace? Is this like the one game that cannot absolutely fumble, and if it does score in terms of critics and fans, then this will be the new era perhaps of anime fighting games or arena fighters in general? Let me know though down below what you guys all think about this, and let's keep talking about Bleach Rebirth of Souls. and arena fighters here in general. With that aside, and my general thoughts here on the game, I really, really hope that this game is a true love letter to fans, old and new, and brings out the very best that the series has to offer here, because right off the bat, this art style is already really impressing me. We can only hope that the gameplay is a standout feature here and actually delivers on what it's trying to do here. When this eventually does release, after being developed here, I'd say that on that note, that would just about do it though for everything here on my end. To include this video here, giving my thoughts on the newly announced Bleach Rebirth of Souls. So then, let's keep talking though about this game down below in the comment section, everyone. And so, until my next video though, when we all meet again, I've been your host for today, Azure, and I am signing off. Be sure to keep it tuned right here for all this and, well, of course, much, much more from me. So until then, I hope you guys all have a great day and take care. And as always, thank you so much for the support. It really, truly means a lot to me. And you guys are really helping to have the channel evolve here as we grow together as a community, guys. With all that being said, I'm going to be signing off for now. And I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the flip side.
This is my Bankai. Alright. Everything we've been through thus far, neither of us has very much strength left. Yeah. Let the next clash decide this battle. Are you ready? Byakuya Kuchiki!